Monday brought more record-high closes for the S&P 500 and Nasdaq as investors awaited fresh inflation data, comments from Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, and the start of quarterly earnings season. The Dow dipped marginally, while the S&P gained 0.1% and the Nasdaq added almost 0.3. Traders will closely monitor Powell's semi-annual testimony before Congress starting Tuesday and then scrutinize consumer price data due on Thursday for clues on the timing of possible interest rate cuts. Ben McMillan, co-founder and chief investment officer at IDX Advisors, said that cracks in the latest labor market data may mean the Fed has to cut rates sooner than later to avoid a potential economic downturn.
This is where the balancing acts for the Fed starts to get really tricky in terms of how quickly, if at all, do we see the data deteriorate? It hasn't started to yet, but it's showing signs that it will. And then to what degree does the Fed try to preempt that by lowering rates potentially even sooner than September? And I think a lot of that too is going to depend on what we see in CPI and PPI.
It was another good day for shares of AI darling NVIDIA, which gained nearly 2%. Other chip stocks rallied, including Intel, which jumped over 6%, and Advanced Micro Devices added 4%, lifting the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index nearly 2%. Shares of Paramount Global fell more than 5% after it agreed on Sunday to merge with Skydance Media, scripting a new chapter for one of Hollywood's oldest studios. And Boeing shares gained ground after the plane maker agreed to plead guilty to a criminal fraud conspiracy charge and pay a fine of $243.6 million to resolve a U.S. Justice Department investigation into two fatal 737 MAX crashes.